In this video, I'm going to share a quick workaround for those of us who don't have access to the brand new Dall-E 3 visual creator. Now, but a little backstory on this whole thing and why I think this is so important. It will be a short-term fix, obviously, but again, if you would like to be able to leverage the Dall-E 3 creator now, then this is going to be huge for you. So OpenAI is the creator of both Dall-E 3, previous version, Dall-E 2, obviously. Dall-E 2 was crap. I was never a big fan of Dall-E 2. I thought it was very rudimentary. The output was mediocre at best, even if it was mediocre. And I just wasn't a fan. I guess that's the best way of saying it. Then they made the announcement that Dall-E 3 was coming into play and they were going to integrate it with ChatGPT. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Because that means that we'll now be able to create visual content right within ChatGPT. One less tool, right? Absolutely phenomenal. But enter the problem. They are rolling this out slowly. They have not gotten it to all of the paid users. You do have to be a paid user of ChatGPT in order to have access to the Dall-E 3 integration. So for those of us who have been biting our nails and, checking every day to see if we have access to it and don't, and you're disappointed every day, then like I say, I think this is going to be great news. So I was doing research for the marketing, the Authority Marketing Insider newsletter for this week. And I found out that, kind of under the radar, that Bing has integrated Dall-E 3 into their platform. And I was like, really? Okay, well, how much is that going to cost? I was thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to have to pay for one more tool, and it's coming to ChatGPT. Why don't I just wait? But I went and took a peek, and I was like, oh, this is free. So if you go to bing.com/create, you can sign up for Bing. You do have to sign up. It's totally free. It won't cost you anything. And once you do, you can start to create images with Dall-E 3. Now, I'm telling you this because it's worth it, okay? I know that in the near future, you're probably going to have access to Dall-E 3 inside of ChatGPT, but in the interim, until it gets into your account, this is going to be a way for you to get started using this feature without having to incur additional costs for another tool. So I'm going to open up my screen here and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, here it is once you've signed in. So, again, go to bing.com/create, sign in, sign up, sign in, and you are in business. And of course, here are some of the images they've got on display for people who've, already created specific things. And if you hover over them, you'll be able to see the prompt that actually generated this specific image. So again, these are just like creative fodder, essentially. I wanted to go over just a few quick things. There are some FAQs here. Some of them I thought were interesting. You've got, like I said, you already have to sign up. This is interesting because this dictates how much content you can create initially. So you get so many boosts, they call them boosts here on Microsoft Bing. And as you can see, I've got 54 left. So there's a variety of things that you get boosts for based on, when you sign in and how much you use it and all kinds of things. So it's almost gamified in a little bit. Or from that perspective anyway. Is there a waiting list? There's no waiting list. It talks about the languages that are supported. And interestingly enough, and this is a biggie, it's only English right now. Other languages are coming, but nothing beyond English for now. How do I create better prompts? I think that's one of the things that is always an issue, but I'm going to show you some just quick and dirty things. Down and dirty kind of things real quick, because I found that most of the things I've created have just been simple prompts. So hopefully that'll be helpful for you too. And then there's a reward system. Like I said, there's a little bit of a gamification feature going on here. I'll let you guys read over some of this information. But I just wanted to point that out so that if you're curious about some of the some of the common questions, or some of these are questions you might have had too. So just running over some of those things for you. Now, going back to the main screen here. And obviously they've got ideas here, but I'm going to go over to creations. These are things that I've created since I've been kind of experimenting with this. And so I did some graphics for the newsletter, and this was one of the ones that I created. So I started with, just from a perspective of showcasing some of the capabilities, I started this concept with a logo, and creating an elegant and luxurious, oops, nope, let me get back to the logo. Hang on. Here's the logo. So I started with a logo, and as you can see, some of these logos are really great. I had some mixed outputs with the logo. Getting it to do the text has been hit or miss for me. So just letting you know, sometimes the biggest disconnect that I'm seeing, to say, summing all this up real quick, is that there's not an iteration feature here. You like what you like, and you get what you get, but you can't say, hey, I like this one and I want you to make it better. I can't figure out how that works yet, or if there is any functionality around that. It doesn't appear to have any functionality around that. But I will say this real quick. If you like anything, you're going to want to save it. And the reason that I tell you to do this is because I have not done this. And you can see previous things that you've created down to a certain point, and then it stops. So as you're creating, if you like something, save it to a collection or a folder, because now all the things that I've created, I can no longer access beyond a certain point. And I didn't know I could save them as I was going. So hopefully this will save you some headache. I mean, there's nothing in here that was like amazing that I've lost something incredible, but there were some things that I created that was like, that was pretty good. I would have liked to have had it back, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so let's just talk about a couple of things real quick, and just doing simple things. So I did, let me just see, this was one of the prompts that I did when I first got started. I was like, create a baby Groot holding a wooden board with Kim written on it, cinematic 3D render. So the reason that I was testing this was because I wanted to see if it would replicate text. And let's see what happens. Like I say, I did this at the beginning, but I couldn't go back and access those examples because I have, stacked other image creation on top of it. So lo and behold, look, here we go. There's some really cute little baby Groots. And yes, my name is spelled correctly. Woohoo, right? So it absolutely does do text. I think that's going to be a critical thing. I think the quality of the images are really great. So if you click on any one of them, you'll see that, it's pretty high resolution. You can save it, you can download it. So saving it just saves it to a collection inside of Bing somewhere. Or you can customize it. Now, when you click customize, this is going to take you over to Microsoft Designer. And interestingly enough, I've not been super, what's the word I'm looking for? Excited about Designer yet, but let's, again, it's an option if you haven't taken a look at it. Look what happens when you move this image into this space, into Designer. It gives you all of these other unique ways to leverage the power of the image that you created. So I'm now reevaluating Designer because I'm like, this is cool, right? So there's just so many ways that I think this could be leveraged. I've been able to create some pretty incredible logos. I've been able to do I did a series, 3 ideas for making money with this. Coloring books was one of them. So I picked, I had it creating coloring pages for a hockey player, checking another player into the boards. This didn't come out as well as I wanted, but this one, I could go with this one, even though it's not exactly what the instructions that I gave it. but it gives me a pretty good high quality coloring page, right? So my suggestion would be to go ahead and set up an account on Bing if you don't already have one, and mess around with this, play with it a little bit, because if you don't have it inside of your ChatGPT, then this gives you a great opportunity to start using it and get comfortable with it and create some great visual content. And then the other thing that is going to be a disconnect between it being integrated in ChatGPT and using it here within Bing, and I'm just going to highlight this real quick. If you are using it here within Bing and you do what I shared with you a minute ago, let's say, for example, we want to use this, customize it in some way, create other forms of content, then you could integrate it directly into Microsoft Designer. And there is power in that. So you may find out that you're like, well, I'm going to just stick with Bing versus ChatGPT. But I'm just highlighting it as an opportunity, because as always, my end goal is to help you, give you enough information for you to make the best decisions for where you are in your business. So hopefully this has been helpful. Let me know down under what you think about all of this.